Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Bad people, welcome to our show. Anyone who wanna learn more about digital marketing, how you can upgrade, update, I don't know, whatever you call your marketing skills, welcome. Because today we are going to discuss how you can do it by taking part at conferences. And I'm going to speak about this topic with Itay Paz. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's awesome to get you back and now to learn more. I remember all these valuable insights. You led me to an emergency room where I need to spend time to think how I can update what I have. So wanna learn more. Hope this time we can avoid emergency room. But if I take one more time, that's okay. No worries. I will. And before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background. Tell anything that can help our listeners to learn more about you.
I started my way over 28 years ago online. I started as an affiliate, and I started with two basic expertise that I built for myself. One is SEO, and the other one is email marketing. And I started to build more and more websites and more websites. I think the first 2 years I built over 650 different websites, and over time, things change. Yeah, absolutely. We understand scaling is so it's always what you say, do you want to have one website which is like the best ever, or do you want to have many websites that each one of them is making just a little bit money and altogether they're making more? It's all depending on the person and what he wants. And we went that route. And over time, we always chase I call it the shiny object syndrome. Like everyone, oh, there's money in this vertical, oh, there's money in that, there's money in virtual products or digital products, and then you go and go, and we've done so many things over the years. But the core thing for me always stayed, which goes to three things. One is obviously SEO. The second one is digital marketing slash email marketing. It's inside that, and conferences. So I think we started our first international conference in 2008. So it's like what, 15 years ago. And the reason I built a conference was just I thought to myself, hey, it makes sense that most of the events are in the US, and in Israel there's so many international publishers, vendors, experts in SEO, whatever you want. And why shouldn't we have one here? So my friends in the industry said, oh, it's a good idea. So let's build it up together, and said, no, 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 you do it and we'll show up. So I built it, and I told them, you'll buy tickets, I'm not giving you free tickets. And they all bought tickets, and it was a success. And since then we're running events all through still today, which now today the brand called DMI Expo. So my two businesses now is three: DMI Expo, the Morning Doe, which is a newsletter, morningdoe.com. It's a newsletter for digital marketers with the news that we provide, like what's new in the industry. And third is I have my own affiliate business where I build SEO websites, and I own now 3,500, so 3,500 websites currently, and growing. That's
Yeah,
in a nutshell.
nice, nice. I love your achievements. I'm curious how to create a lot of great websites at scale because for me it's a big struggle to update one page because many things to do. So sometimes I can spend like a few weeks to write an article just to update. But if I need to create new pages, it takes time to provide deep research, to analyze, to think what kind of content to create, how to structure content, to find designers who can implement my idea. So, can you tell how to do it at scale when you are going to create a lot of great websites?
Absolutely. And it's all manually, by the way. We don't use like. So here's the thing. The first thing is we try as much as possible to work what we call
Mhm.
evergreen content.
Yeah,
So
of course.
so if I build a website that says, I don't know, what time trains are coming, they change all the time, right? If I
Yeah.
write about the stock market, it changes all the time. If I write about the presidents of the US, that's my website, the presidents worldwide, it changes all the time. Like every year you would find some presidents worldwide changing. So that will always cause you to keep on the need of changing. But let's say I write about, and I'm just giving an example just so everyone can agree and understand the history of the presidents in the US, right? So yes, every 4 years I might need to write another page on a new president history so we can add it. But all the rest is evergreen content. So Jefferson, the content will never change. Maybe then JFK when he was shot, there's lots of conspiracy you can update, but you understand what I mean. The content doesn't change. Now, many things you say, oh, but we have to change, or we need to do it all the time. You can have some content that is more updated over time, but try to build evergreen quality content. That will save you a lot of time, and it's doable. You just need to do that. But um, we're trying not to use AI. I love AI. ChatGPT, it's pretty amazing. I think it's just in its diaper stage, so it's going to be eventually. I think here's the thing: 5 years from now, no one knows what will happen, but if it goes the same rate, it will probably be like a monster that will maybe change how SEO or digital marketers are acting. Because think about it, you will be able to go to ChatGPT and get an answer for almost anything, anything. So the question is, ChatGPT doesn't really write the content, right? He reads the content. He accumulated somewhere. What will happen, and it's already started, it gives citations, right? Links, like same as you can see in Wikipedia on the text itself, where it brought the facts. Because a few weeks ago, I asked him about my doctor. One of the he's a leading doctor in Israel, and I asked about him, and ChatGPT said he's dead. He died in 2010. I said, really? Are you sure? I don't think so. I said, I'm sorry, I apologize. You're right. He died in 2002. So then I spoke to my doctor, and said, listen, this is my grandfather.
Oh.
So ChatGPT, if he gave the citation and saying, here it is, and I would see the photo of his grandfather, whatever it is, or he was born in whatever, 43, whatever it is, then I would say, okay, that's a different person. At least I'll know. So it's still missing. So the question is, how can I be the website, the authority website that ChatGPT will do the citation? Because citation uh, uh, will be a link, and the link will drive traffic to my website. So what's the answer for that? No one really knows. No one knows.
Mhm.
But I know one thing. Many people are writing lots of content with AI. I know people building websites just for with AI, ChatGPT, and all the things. We need to remember, ChatGPT knows what he wrote. So why the hell will it send you the traffic if he knows the knowledge? You're not adding anything. He's adding for you. So that won't give, as far as I see, a website its authority by actually taking content from. It's like it's like when you're copying from Google, right? There are people scraping Google and they building a website scraped from Google or something like that. Eventually, they get hit in their face. So why? Because Google says, "Really, you're taking my content and you're serving it to me." Same should be and probably will be with ChatGPT and AI. So I would definitely say to people, think about it different. I'm not saying don't use it. I use it a lot, but not to write the complete content. You take it as giving you something. It gives you, it helps you, but it doesn't need to be the machine that makes it all for you. Think about it in the long term. It won't work. You need to build authority. It's not like that. So once I go back, so that's on that, right? That's on AI, and that's how I see it. So scaling up, it's not about using ChatGPT. It's about maybe it's not about using it completely, but yeah, you can use it to help you with some stuff. And we use it for leads. We can use it for data, for content. Some sentences. Sometimes you need to rewrite something, and you can use it, but don't take articles of that. And then you need to build a team. So I have a small team, not a big one, and it's like we call it the factory. So it's like a factory. We
Mhm.
know everyone in the factory has its own um, station, like a machine. This one does that, this one does that, whatever it is, and that's how it works. And it's working really smoothly. Websites are not big. We're not building websites with thousands of website or pages. It's maybe 50, 60, 70. I go on long tails. No need to, people, oh, everyone wants to be online casino, right? Or
Yeah.
best VPN. Yeah, that's okay. If you have lots of money, you might be able to get somewhere. But we're not going on the long tail. It allows us to get lots of traffic from the lower keywords, and it works. It really works. We try not to go on brands keywords because you're fighting with a brand. And think about it, if someone is searching for a term that includes a brand, okay, Amazon, I don't know, mouse, Logitech, right? So why would Google or ChatGPT or whatever will send you traffic, will rank you first? Yeah, if you maybe did some tricks or sticks, or maybe if you have something very extreme, but normally it doesn't make sense. So we go back to the machine. It has to be simple. Simple process, not complicated. Google wants you to give, if we go back to Google, right, which is still the main thing, Google wants you to give him information, clear information, simple information, dot blah blah blah. We try not to do that because it doesn't make sense. Think about it. It's a funny thing. We mentioned about AI. So sometimes I know people take a short sentence, they put it into AI and ask it to give him an article. They place it inside a page. Then the readers take this article, put it back into the AI, and say, "Can you summarize it for me for a sentence or two?" So I'm
Mhm.
saying, let's do it the right way. Let's give the content the right way from the beginning instead of just blabbing, you know, just for the sake of having content. It doesn't really make sense for anything like that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more because I use a lot ChatGPT. By the way, I used before ChatGPT launch. I used just common AI tools, Open AI Playground, and of course, I try to generate content, but yeah, the quality is not good even after playing with prompts. But what how we usually use editing, if you feed ChatGPT with correct data, because content creators complain why ChatGPT is not creative, ChatGPT can mislead. Okay, feed with the right data. If you write bad copy with valuable insights, the right data, and ask ChatGPT, please edit my bad copy. That's it. And for example, we use for press releases, we got mentioned on CNN for our client after editing on ChatGPT. My PR
Awesome.
manager, yeah, my PR manager told me it's the first time for 16 years of her experience, CNN replied and even got this mention, that was topic about Bitcoin price. Yeah, we see it's growing today. Yeah, and I think, yeah, you are right, 100%. You need to use this tool in smart way. So if you are terrible writer, ask ChatGPT to edit your content. Be terrible writer, but you can tell about your audience. I usually use prompts like my audience has this age, interest, job, and this tool can understand, so and create content, simplify their experience. Love it. And we have,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah, we have the, yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
John asking, so go ahead.
Yeah. Let's reply to this question. John is asking about regulation, control, monitor. Yeah, uh, I have my opinion. You can share your first.
So I heard one of he's the deputy CEO of one of the largest security company in the world, sitting here in Israel, and was interviewed about ChatGPT, and he said, I'm putting it in my own the words, you can't put this genie back into the bottle, so it's there.
Yeah,
It's really tough to go back and do regulation. It's funny, like Elon Musk said, "Oh, you need to regulate it," because he couldn't invest in that, and then he went back and is building his own. So, yeah, I'm saying, should it be regulated? In some way, I think every industry that got regulated became better. So here's a very simple example. Like, let's go with the gambling industry, right? The forex industry, all these industries, for once they were regulated, the crap went out, and the industry became better. People make more money just because it was cleared. Even the prescription, I'm talking about online, but also on offline for sure. If you look at AI, I'm sure regulation will help in many ways, because there's lots of things. Think about if we went and you wrote, hey, there's COVID, how can I don't want to get the vaccine, what can I do to treat myself? And let's say ChatGPT would say, oh, you need to drink a bottle of bleach, because it read somewhere and it connected the things. So they have a huge liability. People, medical, it has to be regulated. Otherwise, there will be some catastrophic things. Nevertheless, who will regulate it? It's a process. They're still learning. I think my wife asked me today why iPhone changed the connector, right? The plugin. Now it's like Samsung and not the old one. And I told her this is because the European Union said, "Oh, regulation, you have to be the same for everyone. You don't need to have different charges for every phone." And so, but think how many years iPhone is here, that
Yeah.
it was changed like a couple of years ago. So I would say it's good to have. It should be there. I don't know how. It's something, as we spoke earlier about what will happen with ChatGPT. I think only 5 years now from now we'll know. I think AI in terms of regulation will take 5 to 10 years. Who knows? But it should be there in some way. And like you said, we need to use it the right way. It's a dangerous, I'm quoting, right?
Mhm.
Quote, no quote. It's a dangerous tool. Just use it the right way, not to use it and abuse it.
Yeah, yeah, love it. Awesome. Yeah, my opinion. At least we can try. We can try to regulate. Yeah, I agree with you. It's too late. Because so many governments, regulations, officials, companies. It's hard. If the US decided to regulate, China can tell, no, we are going to grow this technology. I'm not sure it's possible in our world. Even government can say, okay, we stop this process, but some companies can do it at home, at garage, in some places. Yeah, it's too late. It's really too late. And I hope only that, of course, we can try to regulate. I hope that government will find the way, how to regulate. But my best hope that AI will not regulate governments and people, because this technology can outsmart people. I'm pretty sure about that, because we can, it surprises today. It surprises. And it's only the beginning. And of course, AI can outsmart people. And it's not my opinion. I read a few great experts, and they told, yeah, it's possible that AI will outsmart people. And it's interesting how then people can regulate AI. It's the same like you can ask lions or monkey, to regulate human being.
I think,
If
yeah, absolutely. Every few decades, you'll find a technology or some technologies that are
Mhm,
changing the market completely. I
mhm.
think this is one of them. This is
Yeah,
definitely one of the things that in this generation that will change the world completely.
yeah,
But we'll see.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I'm excited about the future.
Absolutely.
And I spoke with Jeff Coyle, co-founder of Market News, and he told me in the future we'll have three companies. The first company will develop AI, the second company implement AI, and the third company will be obsolete. So who can leave the trade? And yeah, so I can't develop this technology, but right now I'm updating my tools. So I implement, I mean, like, yeah, just adapt to this technology. Okay, Ita, I want to ask about conferences. Can you tell what kind of difference to learn from blog posts, books, audio podcasts, YouTube channels, and conferences? Because, it takes time to buy tickets, to fly to some place, and yeah, just explain to our listeners the main difference why conferences can bring more benefits than other formats.
So first of all, you said you buy a ticket, you need to fly, hotel, and
Yeah.
everything. But that's, our industry is very local, right? Many of the people in the industry are working from home. So actually going to a conference is something which is really cool. You're going outside of your, it's fun. For most people, it's fun. Unless it's you hate flying, you go, you enjoy yourself, you meet new people, and that's the key. So let's think about it. How how do I get new information or information that is not published? Like most of the people don't publish their best, let's say, practice or things that they do, their tricks or whatever it is. Why? Because they don't want everyone to know. So the best way to do is meeting people, and I have a few friends myself. I have many friends in the industry that I met through the years in conferences, and we share between ourselves information. We help each other, but that can only be created once you meet a person in person. There's no substitute to meeting a person, drinking coffee, having whatever breakfast, lunch, whatever it is, dinner. It's all about that. And I know in some conferences they always say, if you stay late in the bar of the event, of the hotel or wherever it is, the venue, then when people get, I don't want to say drunk, let's say tipsy, most of them
Mhm.
are blabbing most of their secrets. So they're
Mhm.
actually
Yeah.
sharing with you the things. It's amazing. It's just, they say, okay, yeah, let's share it. What will happen? I'm not saying you should go because of that, but the relationship, the being able to get the information. Also, I meet with different companies or affiliate managers, whatever. You get personal relationship. When you go back, you get better offers, you can get better commissions, you can better insights, products, ideas, testing, whatever they do before it's being published for everyone, you can get it before. And that's a good thing to have. So I accumulate every time I go to an event, and I go to events, I have my own. And it's funny, just in my event I never actually have the time to do that. I work at the event. But the rest of the time I just travel, I go to the US and worldwide to meet with people. It's a key thing. So that's one thing. Okay, the personal connection. The second thing is going on stage. So I know in DMI Expo, the most important thing for us when people go on stage is to bring case studies, like hot case studies, things that just happened, and share things they didn't publish or spoken 10 years ago. Something that people can use right now. What works now, and that's very valuable. Sometimes it's not really going online that fast, and online there's so much content. How can you actually figure out what to choose, what it is? And I'm not saying you go to a conference, you get one session, you get a certain content. It is what it is, but you have also the ability to actually speak to the person, right? He goes off stage, you can connect to them, you can find business partners, colleagues, whatever it is. And I think it was 25 years ago. It's a pre conferences. I built something called Webmasters in the Dead Sea. So I don't know if people know, Dead Sea is the lowest point on Earth. It's very good to your health and skin. And we just brought webmaster. Back then, we were called, everyone were called webmasters, not digital marketers, not affiliates, not anything like that. And we went like 20 people. There's no money involved in that, so everyone paid for their own hotel, and at the same hotel, and we just hooked up and sat for a few days together. We shared ideas. We communicate. It was amazing. So this it's so valuable, so important for that, that there's no replacement. Sitting at home doesn't give you this value at all.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I agree. And I usually tell anyone you need to find your loving format. For example, if you like to listen audio podcast, then do it. But if you learn best practices that you need to read blog posts and you hate it, no, if you don't enjoy the process, skip it. Find your loving format. So if you like to take part on conferences, yeah, just go to this format, learn from great speakers, If you like YouTube videos, because for example, I spoke with Ferry Kazoni, he surprised me. He told me that he learns everything from YouTube. He uses only YouTube, and it works for him. His company, he spoke on this conference, Google conference, in November, and yeah, because CEO at Google invited him to speak, but he uses YouTube to get skills, and that's okay. I know, for example, Mr. Beast, he explained how he learned YouTube. He watched videos 10 hours a day on YouTube to understand why people want to watch these videos, to figure out their minds. Yeah. So I think, once I got the question from one of my listeners, he asked me, if I listen all your podcast episodes, can I become a great marketer? I replied, no, you can't. It's not like how much you can learn. It's more how you can implement. Choose a few episodes, learn from them, find insights, and think how you can implement. Because if you go to the conferences and do nothing, you get nothing. If you read a book and do nothing, you get nothing. So you need to think. Even I remember Bill Gates shared how he reads books. He makes notes. Uh, he doesn't try to read a lot of books. Yeah, he reads a lot of books, but he makes notes. He can stop to make note and think how he can implement new ideas. So yeah.
Absolutely. I want to add one more thing. You said each person should select whatever media or whatever way to consume new information and learn. Here's the thing: videos, book, everything, most of it is time consuming. Like you said, many hours you need to read or watch or listen. So by building over time my network of people, experts, then someone says, "Oh, a new thing is coming," or "Here's a test I did." They give me like the bottom line. I don't need to read the articles. I don't need to watch hours of webinar. They give me on a silver plate the action that I need to do. Obviously, they explain, but I mean, they give me the, hey, this is what you need to do. We do it obviously both ways, but I'm just saying it saves me lots of time, and that's valuable. And also, I know that someone has actually tested it, so I'm actually not just doing something that people published. I actually doing something that people published. I know a friend tested, and he got such a result, and that's why I implement it now. So it's really cool.
Nice, nice. I want to ask about your conference. We have a bunch of conferences around the world in many countries, US, Europe, everywhere, Thailand. You know, can you tell what kind of difference uh, people can learn on your conference? How you stand out from the rest, and benefits that people can get by taking part and getting all these insights in your conference?
So here's the thing: DMI Expo was created by myself as, you know, I'm a digital marketer, affiliate, whatever you want to call.
Mhm.
I'm not a corporate, so we're not a company that holds many events. We have one event a year, and we build it the way I would want to do when I go to event. This is the way I want to be served, and that's how we design it. So I'll give you just a small. It's maybe sounds stupid, but it's so simple. Most events don't provide you foods and drinks. Like literally, I know it. Don't everyone is crazy going the exhibitor zip, and there's lines to pick up food. I came for 2 days for an event to maximize my connections, the knowledge, everything. I don't want to go outside and stand for 2 hours to get some food. And usually I just don't go in these events. I just don't go. I say, okay, I'll eat later on, and I stay because I want to maximize my time. So in our events, we provide breakfast, we provide espresso bar, drinks, food, lunch, because you don't need to go anywhere. Everything is inside. We provide you like we call it an economy system. You need to be there, and you need to maximize your results from coming there. And that's how I feel when I don't feel when I go to most conferences. So we build it this way, and we bring quality people. We are not doing free. We don't give free tickets. We don't do free anything. Some people don't like it. They say, "Oh, this one can give me free." That's okay. Go to the free. It upgrades the level and quality of the people. That's one of the things we hear all the time on our events. The quality of people is high, and that's great. The third thing is Israel is actually located between the Far East and Europe and the US, right? Well, in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for us to be another bridge. Like you said, there's other continent, but we're like it's a great thing as international place to bring people, and we're bringing people from all over the world. And also, there's lots of Israelis that don't like to travel, and they're extremely good digital marketers. So it's an opportunity. There are lots of companies. Outbrain, Tabula, the biggest, companies in their field are based here. It's an opportunity actually to come here, be here, and Israel is beautiful. Anyways, we do it always in a great weather. People love it. So the combination of quality people, great atmosphere, great content that we select the speakers like one by one. We make sure we give only content which is like good and working now. We give case studies together with audience from worldwide, paying people, and Israel. It's a done deal. Like it's a great recipe for success, and it is. That's why we're growing every year, and we love it, and we keep on doing it.
Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Love it. I want to ask about something that I usually do, in my life. I made a lot of mistakes, some of them terrible, some of them slight mistakes, but I keep doing them, because I don't know another way how to learn, especially when you start something new. We need to try, to experiment, to find what actually will work. And I usually fail, when I start something new. For example, when I started PR, I wrote a bunch of press releases. I pitched all of them. I failed all the time, but I learned the process, how it works. And today I cooperate with great authors who can write press release, and I cooperate with great experts who can pitch to the right journalists. That's why we use this combination to get results. CNN, Forbes, many other great resources, prominent resources. I want to ask you about common mistakes that let's call them students who take part on conferences usually make, because you have this extended experience, many years, more than a decade, yeah. And what kind of mistakes students usually made by taking part on conferences, and your tips how to get the most value if someone decided to go to conference and learn as much as possible?
So I actually want to jump just to the end and tell you that actually the advanced people like
Hmm.
myself, I think one of the mistakes that we keep on doing, I always say, pick your battle.
Hmm.
So if you try to juggle too many things at the same time, it's like when
Yeah.
you're saying, "Hey, let's improve a landing page," and you say, "Okay, I'll change the title, I'll change the color, I'll change the button, I'll change that and change that," and now you don't really know. You can't really do that, right? You need to pick your battle, say, "Let's improve." Whatever the title, right? And let's work just on that. So the same thing on business. Sometimes, I have the DMI Expo. I have 3,500, 3,500 websites. I have Morning Doe. Together, it's picking your battle. Sometimes it's a lot on your table. So I would say when you begin, for sure, don't do many things. Just pick your battle. Do one thing. When you're advanced, you have more resources, you have more knowledge, so you can allow yourself to do more. But I think most people, when some mistake that I see that people do when go to conferences in general, people that begin, first of all, don't be shy. Some people come to the conference, they go to they're sitting in the lectures at the back and the side, and that's okay. There's nothing bad in that, but they're missing all the connections with the people. So I always say make time also to be networking through the networking events or through the exhibit. All just go and meet the people. So it's very, very important. Ask people, try to help people. Many people don't. Here's the thing. I always love to when 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 I meet people, I always ask, how can I help you? So that's the first thing I'm trying to do. So when you're a newbie, that's okay to ask as well, even if you're a newbie. So someone wants to help you, it's very nice to say, how can I help you? And you might say, listen, I'm helping you. And that's what I tell most people, listen, I'm helping you. And one day either we'll meet again or you'll help someone else. and pay it forward, which is amazing. So I say ask people for help. It's not something that you should be ashamed of. Tell people, listen, I don't know anything about. Can you help me a little bit with that? I would say many people will say no, right? Hey, can you help in? I'm trying to figure out SEO. So they'll give you some. Well, you'll find eventually someone will be more open and will try to give you another step forward. So it's just keep on going and again and again and again and do it. The one thing, don't spread yourself thin. Don't invest lots of money at the beginning. Most people just, oh, someone said buy a product for $10,000 and then do that and do that. Suddenly you're 50K off and you say to yourself, what the hell happened? Where's my money? Crap. And internet is about long term. There's no quick money. Hey, I'm going in today and we're making money tomorrow. Uh, These days are off unless you're doing something illegal. So I would say, keep your money, do it smart, start in a small scale. People do PPC. So they say, okay, I put, let's say, $10 a day and I'm making 50. Whoa. So let's put $1,000 a day and I make 5,000. They put $1,000 and then they find out they lost the money. The fact that
Yeah.
it works for $100 or $10 doesn't mean it works for 1,000 or 10,000. It's a process. Do it slowly. It takes time. Don't quit your job. Don't do that. Just, yeah, you can be an employee of some company and start working on that. Go to conferences, meet people if you're a beginning. If you're not a beginner, you should be there anyway in conferences. It should be like on your agenda. And I would say if you can fly international, not necessarily to DMI Expo in Israel, but anywhere, just do that. People just do, they go to different conferences worldwide just to say, oh, we're working, we're learning, and we're also seeing a new place, and it's a deductible expenses because you're actually working. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool deal.
Nice. Nice. By the way, if you do something illegal, it's competitive as well.
Oh,
So you can't
I
get overnight success.
I agree
Yeah,
with you on that as well, but don't do that.
everywhere.
There. I just want to clear thing. There's things called illegal, okay, or you're doing things that are not within the policy agreement
Yeah.
of search engines or whatever it is. So you can do that because this is so Google will decide, oh, you're not doing something that we like. It's not illegal, but we're not going to send you traffic. When you're doing
Mhm.
something illegal, then you should be careful because
Yeah.
when you land someday in the US, there's lots of three letters: FBI, CIA,
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever, FDA, whatever it is. You don't want to do anything. Be clear. Don't mess
Yeah.
with anything, and you'll
Of
enjoy it
course.
and keep on going.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, guys, it's better to do legal stuff. It doesn't matter what your niche is because uh, you need to play. Like to create the long strategy. It's marathon, not sprint. And yeah, if you are patient, and I remember one time I listened to audio podcast with I don't remember the name of this guy, but his friend of Jeff Bezos, and he couldn't get results for 14 years. So 14 years he tried, made a lot of mistakes. He couldn't sell his products, and today his company, I don't remember, estimates a few $1 billion, 56 offices around the world, and he couldn't make any sales for 14 years because he enjoys the process. Mr. Beast, for example, yeah, he posted content year and a half to get first 1,000 subscribers. Today, everyone knows Mr. Beast. PewDiePie filmed 100 videos to get first 285 subscribers. PewDiePie got 100 million subscribers. And it's more important to enjoy the process. I remember when I I started one business project because of money. Uh, I spent a lot of resources. Even hard to count how much I spent. I hired a lot of people, created a lot of content, but nothing could help to, I don't know, to get results with this project because that was not my niche. I hate it. I hated Monday. I loved Friday. And I decided to leave this project. I quit. I gave up because uh, if it doesn't bring happiness, it's better to leave it. You need to enjoy the
Absolutely.
process.
You have to
Yeah.
love it. And you mentioned subscribers a couple of times and different things.
Hmm.
So, even the Morning Dawn newsletter has over 20,000 subscribers today, and all the subscribers are coming through SEO. So we actually get the
Hmm.
traffic, what we call subscribers, for free. It's over time. It comes slow, but it works. So no matter if you're beginner, obviously if you're advanced, you're working hard to get the traffic, right? Either PPC, SEO, whatever it is, you're working hard to get traffic. That's what we do, right? We're working to bring traffic into the website so we can make money. And if you don't collect their information, or at least offer them the opportunity to opt
Yeah.
in to your list, you're making a big mistake, because even if you have 250 subscribers, you can make lots of money. Think about it. Like, someone asked me, so how can you do lots of money with 250 subscribers? As I said, it's depending. If you have a 250 subscribers who has 100 million and above dollars, right? So I
Yeah.
would say this is a good list, right? That means you have 250. So you at least have $25 billion accumulated in your list. So it makes sense that you can make money over time. It's not about the size, it's the quality, it's the vertical you
Of
work,
course.
what
Yeah.
you're selling, etc., etc. But get the subscribers. Don't miss that, because over time, even SEO goes somewhere, ChatGPT, whatever happens, right? AI, you still have the list to click, and people still get the email, and they can buy or do whatever you want. So it's important.
Yeah. It's important about the quality of these subscribers as well, because you can get
Absolutely.
a million subscribers and can't sell your products. Yeah. And I often see, I remember when one webmaster lost 400,000 traffic because Google dropped his ranking positions, a lot of traffic, but he didn't lose any sales. So he got this
Amazing.
traffic that didn't convert. So why you need to have this traffic? So yeah, and
Absolutely.
I remember Ren Fishkin said on my event about email subscribers, and he told it's better to have subscriber on email list than 10 subscribers on social media, because you can manage the process, you can control them, it's your channel, but social media can change algorithms, and you can create high quality content, but because of changing algorithms, it's hard to get your audience. We got it on Facebook in 2016. When brands today brands can't get like 3% of their followers on Facebook. So
That's
yeah.
pretty crappy.
Yeah. Okay. I have the final question about your experience. No, I often ask this question, and the main reason, because when I cooperate with clients, I usually check out their level of understanding SEO. If they understand, then yeah, okay, we understand why we need to create high quality content, what kind of content to create, why we need to provide white hat SEO, PR, link building, many things, website speed. But if they don't, uh, we speak different language. And I usually tell them, take my course, learn from Lily Ray, Jeff Coyle, Mike Phillips, many other great experts. Go to YouTube, Google, it doesn't matter. Just learn. Get the basic. When you understand the basic, then we can cooperate. We can achieve high results. I want to ask you, let's imagine you started today from scratch without any experience, knowledge, skills, nothing. It's your first day in digital marketing and SEO. What will you do today differently to learn from scratch?
I would go back to people, to conferences.
Mhm.
That's the easiest way for fast track. That's very simple. That's the way, because I know I can connect to people very easily, and some people love to help, and that will enable me to go really fast back to where I've been. That's without even actually knowing anything. Obviously, if I lose everything and I know my knowledge today, I would go back to SEO and email. That's obviously right away. That's two things I would, which for me go hand to hand together. When you're talking online.
Nice. Valuable. Love it. Love it. It's a big pleasure to get on my show again. I love it. So valuable. Uh,
Thank
tell
you for
our
having me.
audience.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, big pleasure. Welcome back anytime. I love all your valuable insights. So looking forward to get insights from your conference. I'll check out if I can because I can't promise. But yeah, guys, I recommend to anyone who can just go, build connections, find new people, learn something new and unique. Uh, Tell our audience the best way how to keep learning from you, how to follow you, how to reach out to you, how to subscribe to your newsletter.
So there are a few links probably you'll make available, but you can go to dmiexpo.com, you can go to morningdoe.com, and there's also itaypaz.net, which you can see more information. And my LinkedIn itaypaz/itaypaz. So, and you can send me a message. I'm always available. I think you can hear from me. I went to an event in the US and someone approached me and said, "Listen, I heard you on the podcast and you were like, oh, I loved what you said." And we connected right there on the spot. So just connect, send me a message. I'm happy to connect with people.
Nice, nice. Guys, you can find all the links to LinkedIn account, to the website in the description below. I recommend to subscribe to this newsletter because you can see a lot of value, so valuable. Itay, it's a big pleasure
Thank you.
again to see you, to learn from you. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Guys, you can find all these links and see you next time.